So the processes are the same. I mean, there's nothing different. It's just in a different language. I mean, and so we're hoping that we do have the Spanish, and we have, and so I try to push the quick start manual because it gives you a little bit of direction in a very small space, right? Because if you start looking at the manual 3 pages in, and you're gonna, right? And so I think it's very good. It needs some updating, but because it's got, anyway, and I'll show you in a minute. But so that was the point of this presentation here, growing with purpose. So, and I talked a little bit this morning about, you know, the process of us getting into the parishes and establishing these relationships and that kind of thing. So I got a little something that I put together, growing with purpose, okay? Because we have 8,000 members, and the missionaries, you know, you have a gain and you have a loss. Then you have a net gain, right? Kind of stuff like that. And so we want to get to the point where we're gaining, but start losing less than gaining more, right? So, and so I talked like the parish outreach strategy that we talked about, cultivating relationships, developing strategies to communicate, right? Study ways to promote Serra to include language-specific materials. Again, it's not. We're not reinventing any wheel, right? We're using the same one. It's just in the language that they can understand. Distributing cards, booth or table, speaking at Serra's at the end of Mass. Here's one that we rarely do, and I think somebody mentioned the Knights of Columbus, you know, going in there and talking, because they're very strong in vocations as well, right? And so the various groups I'm actually mentioning, like the different ministries that are in your parishes, right? And you can go in, like Maria Gallegos this morning, she also belongs to the Carmelites. So that's an organization. So there's some cross, you know, where they have in different organizations that we can get into, right? So that's how we grow the membership. So I bring up the Quick Start Manual for this reason, because it's in there. Everything I talked about right now or listed, it's invite the Serra point person. That's kind of in my opinion, okay, Serra point person is absolutely antiquated. We need to modernize this, right? A contact person or whatever. I mean, the wordsmithing that can happen, you know, with a membership. But, you know, it's just finding that one person that you can trust and know, and that they're able to reach to others. Because at every parish, you're going to have some that are very active and very busy, and these are the people you want to get to know, so that they can then start to attract others and influence them into, hey, here's what Serra's about, let's talk about it, right? Distribute, and this is all in the Quick Start Manual. And this is in Spanish too, by the way, so just in case you need it. Distribute Serra printed materials, we talked about that too. Explore, initiate activities, Serra Sparks is very good. I have some 7 grades in Spanish if you want to take one with you. With the approval and again, I keep emphasizing the pastor. He has to be instrumental. He has to be front and center. And when they created the North Houston Spanish Club, that priest was just on fire. I mean, if it weren't for him, that wouldn't have happened. You know, so that's a key. So it's in the Quick Start Manual. The point person is dedicated, experienced Serran, as we talked about. The primary role is to promote Serra and its mission, to convey the integrity, positive we're all continuously networking and continuously making others aware of Serra, right? The bishop and the vocation directors are also important, right? Definitely we need the blessing of our bishop. Vocation directors, I think Sister Nunes, how do you pronounce it? Where I come from, it's Nunes. But how does she pronounce it? Nunes? Anyway, doesn't matter. So the vocation directors are now recruiters, right? Like she talked about, establishing those relationships. It all comes down to the person-to-person activity, the person-to-person. That's how you get them, right? Like in my club, I have 3 members that join out of the altar server event. The rest, they all know each other, right? The rest of them came in because they knew, and they talked them into it, but they asked them to come in and they got to know what Serra was about. And so that's what's important there. But this isn't a quick start manual. I'm not making this up. I didn't just create it, I just took it out of what's in there. Oops, I have one more. And so, just an overview, let's see. Okay, so in summary, growing membership and growing spiritually is the same for all of us. As Serrans, we are called to be holy. So we have to, what's the word? We have to show them that's who we are. We have to exemplify, what's the word? Help me, what's the word? We have to be the role model, right? That kind of thing. So, for cultural outreach, it's specific, and a preferred language. That's pretty much it. The McAllen Club, because it's an apostolate, they said, can we use apostolado? And I said, why not? We have ministries. We're the ministry of Serra, or we're the apostolate, or we're Saint Serra Club. I mean, these are all things that Mike Downey brought up years ago. So they wanted apostolado, and that really makes them unique in that sense, right? And lastly, although we are really about prayer, and I'm talking about cultural outreach, we are about praying for vocations, right? And that's it. And we're not recruiting, like the vocations are, they're not recruiting. We're getting the information to them and having Jesus get into their heart and say, hey, this is what we want, right? So, but if they say, hey, we want to join, well, heck yeah, come on. Right? We're not going to turn them down. So, so that's what we hope for. And that's how we grow with purpose. And again, you've seen this a million times. You've heard it from others. It's not new. The only difference is ganas, right? Ganas means desire, to have that perseverance, to be determined, right? And if you do that and you go there, then you can be successful, right? But it takes work, and it's not easy. Rejection, we're human. We don't like rejection, right? And we ask and they say, oh, and I've asked before, no, I'm already in too many things, and now, that kind of thing. No worries, but here's a card, pray for vocations, right? And then off we go. So we can't take it personally. So anyway, that's my little spiel as how it relates to membership, and so Candace can take over. So.